Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back, or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work with spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or on my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Well, here we are. We got another Monday. Welcome to a new week. It's going to be a very interesting week energetically. There's a lot of very interesting energy floating around when I tapped into it. I'm not really surprised. We are in a full moon coming up here. The moon has been glorious, and with all full moons, it's a time for releasing and a time to rejuvenate and a time to process. So that, as always, is kind of floating around. It's also a Gemini full moon, so we've got two twin energies that are kind of helping us put things into balance and perspective. A few things here at this full moon, and I think it also goes along with the time of the year. Connections, whether it be social energy or connections, whether it be connecting with yourself or the spirit dimensions. It's going to be quite active this week. Communication is going to be making a presence. So if communication is difficult for you, whether it be the chats that you need to have, or with making new connections, that's going to be floating around for us to grab at this week too. It's also going to be a week of emotions that are going to be asking to be balanced. And again, that kind of leans into the Gemini full moon, but it also leans into a lot of what's coming into the next calendar year. This whole balance piece, from some of the channeling that I've done for 2024, balance is going to be a huge theme as well. I've already done quite a bit of channeling for 2024. So balance is coming up now, and it's also coming up for the new year, and it's not a bad thing. It's about taking a look at balancing our physical world, because we are here having a physical world experience as well as our spiritual self, and being able to spend a little bit time in both spaces and being able to balance that. um the next couple weeks tend to go very fast as we inch into December. I always feel that time just kind of moves at a faster rate. All of a sudden, it's a week before Christmas, and it's like, where did that month go? And I think sometimes we navigate through that faster timeline feeling with that pressure. And what spirit is saying is being able to lift some of that pressure and just allowing things to flow a little bit more, and to put down the word expectation of what we're supposed to have, whether it be under the tree or whether it be what we're supposed to have accomplished yet, and being able again with balance. The one thing that spirit said to me that was really interesting was, and I think it's more of a reminder for most of us, and perhaps maybe for you it's something that you're hearing for the first time. It's okay to feel two things, and sometimes we struggle with that. We feel like we should always be, in one emotion or in one energy. So it's okay to feel happy, and it's okay to feel sad, and it's okay to feel joy, and it's okay to feel loss. And we can feel more than one or two or three things at the same time. And sometimes we put this expectation on ourselves that we're supposed to feel a certain way. And what spirit gently reminded me today during my morning meditation was, it's okay to feel more than one thing. Sometimes we feel happy, in a lot of ways, and then the sadness comes in, whether it be we're thinking about loved ones that we've lost, or whether we're thinking about the struggles that we're going through. And then we feel like we have to pick an emotion or pick an energy, and we can feel more than one thing. And we often feel guilty, don't we, if we're feeling happiness, and we think, well, maybe I should be sad because of this or because of that. Or the opposite end, I'm feeling a little bit sad, or I'm feeling a little bit lonely, or I'm feeling a little bit of this, and I should feel happy, and I should feel grateful, and I should feel all these things. You can feel more than one thing, and I think that sometimes we pull in a little bit of guilt with that, or we pull in a little bit of being harder on ourselves, with feeling more than one thing. Allow yourself to have those processes. I think sometimes we get too much in our head with how we're supposed to be, and rather than where we're at and what is, and being able to allow ourselves that time and allow ourselves to feel more than one thing. And we have a lot going on here in the physical world to begin with, and I think that that's a big part of it, is how, people will often say, well, should I feel happy even though this is going on, or I'm feeling sad and I'm struggling to find some joy. We can navigate through having more than one feeling, and I think it's really important, especially this week, that we kind of put that into a little bit of balance. It's okay to feel more than one thing. And sometimes we need permission, because we do see a lot of things from other people, and we think, well, that person's really happy, should I be happy? Right? It's okay to navigate through having more than one feeling, and spirit was really loud and clear with that, so just kind of remember that I said it. I want to come back a little bit to the communication, because communication is going to be a little bit of a dominant vibration, if you will, over this week. If communication, speaking your truth, is difficult for you, I'd like you to really try and find a way to kind of navigate through that a little bit more, in kind of like a therapeutic way, right? Because sometimes we feel like we have something to say, and we truly don't know how to say it, right? Whether it be this is bothering me or that's bothering me, or perhaps it's not well received, because when we're worried about how things are going to be received, then sometimes we clam up and we hold on to things. This week with communication, kind of look at it with a connection. How can I communicate this with a connection to somebody? How can I communicate this from a space of being able to speak my truth in that loving way? Communication comes up quite a bit, and it's going to come up a little bit more this week as we navigate through it energetically. Um, Let me see what else I want. I started to turn my page here a little bit. I want to come back into the energy of the whole Gemini piece with this Gemini full moon, the mortal versus immortal, the two sides of life. Spirit kind of really shouted that out to me, very, very much at a loud vibration. Being able, and again, it's with that balance. Yes, we are here having a physical world experience. Yes, we have people over in the spirit dimensions, whether it be loved ones, friends, animals that have passed, and they're also around us at a higher level, or at a closer level, as we navigate through the month of December. And always, spirit is always around, but we kind of turn the volume up on that, as we navigate through holidays, because we're thinking about them more, or perhaps we're missing them a little bit more, so they come in a little bit closer. So the mortal and the immortal, the two sides of life, the two sides of the spectrum, physical world and spirit dimensions, we kind of have that blended. We are here to learn and to grow, and we're here for experiences. And I really feel this week, we got to be a little bit gentle with ourselves as we navigate through that. The human side needs to be acknowledged as well this week, always, but there's something about this week that's just going to be a little bit louder. So, if you're feeling a little bit more human this week, just know that the volume is a little bit louder. We are being reminded that we're human, that we have a human side. So whether that be, whether you trip and fall, or whether that be you're struggling with something, you are here for that experience. And there's just this gentle reminder energy, that's going to be coming in this week. The other thing is being able to allow that bridge between the two dimensions, or all the dimensions, not just the two dimensions, but all the dimensions. The bridge seems to be building this strength between the connecting. And what I mean by that is we are becoming more and more aware that we are connecting and that we are connected. And I feel that all of our bridges are going are we're going to feel that strength. It's almost like, the best way I can word it is, all that spiritual work that you've been doing on yourself has strengthened your own bridge, your own connection. So that your connection to the spirit dimensions, your connection to your higher self, your connection to angels and guides, all those bridges that you've been building, I feel, and perhaps it's that trust piece that's becoming a little bit more stronger within us collectively. I feel like we're navigating. Oh, I can actually walk here now. I can actually walk here now. I feel that a lot of the healing, a lot of the work that we've been doing, a lot of that growth that we've been doing, I feel we're getting stronger on that. I really feel, and I actually was in my meditation, I was actually jumping on my bridges. I was actually, oh, this is quite strong. That my, the connection seems to be more of an allowing space. We're allowing that more and more and more. And this week, as we kind of go through our life, our moments, I feel that strength. You're gonna feel that strength within you. And I think that that's something that we kind of need to kind of process a little bit, because we don't often look at our own growth. We're so quick to jump on what we still have to learn, or we're so quick to jump on what's wrong. I feel like we're going to be leaning, there's just this teeter, this little bit of a teeter as collectively that many of us are going to be, leaning into. I have the strength. I have been working. I am strong. I am love. I am loved. I feel that. So I know I've just kind of dumped a whole bunch on you because when I was channeling it this morning, I actually, I'll use the word struggled to keep up with all the stuff spirit was giving me, and I thought this is at a faster rate. This is coming in very, very strong. Like, and I was like, oh, I'm on a new bridge with it. And I think as you kind of navigate through, and sometimes it's very subtle, and even those subtle things that you do, even those subtle changes, even that little bit extra strength that you have, make sure that you're acknowledging it a little bit because that kind of helps. It is a confidence thing too, and it does build our confidence with where we're standing in our own personal growth and our own personal experience. Work with your own Gemini twin, the mortal and the immortal within you. We are spiritual beings. We are here for an experience. Kind of tap into that energy a little bit this week and see what it brings you. It's I'm going to become a little bit more playful with it myself, and just kind of see where it takes me. We are coming into a new month, and it's the fastest part of the year. So, with that being said, make sure that you're enjoying even the small moments, right? Like I got up this morning and there was a really light snowfall, kind of just like, I felt like a flake here and a flake there. And I took a look around outside my window and there was a very thin dusting of snow. And I sat there for a moment and I thought, ooh, how beautiful a change is. And then a part of me shivered with, oh, the reality of the cold that's getting here. And I thought, no, I'm just going to lean into this restful, this beauty, this peace, the sleepiness that winter may bring. As nature kind of goes into its slumber, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy that part of it from my view. I hope that this energy update resonates. Thumbs up if you enjoyed hearing what I've channeled. I am going to scroll up and take a look at some of your comments and questions. So let me just have, where was my mouse? There it is. Let me just have a scroll all the way up. Dee Dee, no snow here. Well, when you live in a sunny state, Dee Dee, I know, and I'm happy for you. But I do love the snow. I do love all seasons. But sometimes we always lean into, oh no, it's snowing. Oh no, it's cold. Oh no, it's this. There's beauty in all things. There's also complaints in all things, right? So there is beauty in all things. Good morning to all of you joining in here. Kayla, the full moon kept me up all night. I couldn't sleep. Full moon energy, some people are affected by it greatly. Some people, they don't even know it's a full moon. And there's no wrong or right way to navigate through full moon energy. I tend to not have a consistent effect by the energy. Some full moons I'm affected by it and don't sleep. Other full moons I'm not affected by it at all. So I just kind of allow and go with the flow. And if I am up and cannot sleep, I use that time wisely. I just simply allow myself to, be what it needs to be. And I've learned not to fight energy. I've learned just to kind of let it flow and it is what it is. I also, and I've talked about this on many lives over many full moons. I also really tap into the full moon energy. I am charged by it. It charges crystals for me. I love being under a night sky, so I spend as much time as I can, even if I'm driving. Like I was driving home the other night, and the moon was almost full, and I just absorbed it. I let the energy, surround my vehicle, and just kind of tapped into it that way. But a lot of people are affected by energy above the full moon. It can also sometimes with the full moon energy, it can bring up what we need to work on still, and quite often that's a big piece of it. The full moon can stir that something that you've been kind of pushing down, and the full moon will say, "Oh, here you go. How about we work on this? How about we navigate through some healing on this?" Sometimes it can bring up some of the work that we still have to work on. And when I feel that, I mean, I've talked about this before. I'm very open with how I love to hit the forest, whether it be laying on the ground or just hiking on a trail. I love to tap into nature because for me, that's where so much healing and energy and recharge comes from. Wendy, do you have any messages for me this week from my spirit, or my spirit guides? Um, Wendy, I really feel that need to share with you how supported you are. I feel like your spirit council is coming in a lot closer, and I feel like it's like I got to get you to say, "I'm going to embrace every hug from a spirit guide." Every I just feel them coming in really tight, and I don't know if you. I can feel you kind of pushing back a little bit on that. So I don't know if you struggle with allowing support, or if you think if I need support or help, it's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of great strength to allow that and to be able to pull them in closer. I feel like your spirit guides are saying, can we come in a little bit closer and can you allow some of that support to kind of settle into your energy fields? Sometimes for some of us, and I think most of us, when whether it be guides or whether it be humans, when that support comes in, we kind of say, "Oh, I'm strong. I'm strong." Yeah, you are strong, and allow yourself to be stronger. Right? It's not a sign of weakness to need to feel that support and accept it all the way in. I just feel like I need to lovingly remind you of embrace the support. Ask them to come closer. Snuggle up. Snuggle up there with the spirit guides. Um Linda Quinn, good morning, Lana. Thank you for your message the other day. You're very welcome. Payton, I have been feeling the energy of tonight's full moon for days. I recently got a black obsidian and have been meditating with it. I've noticed some interesting emotions surface while using. Absolutely. And the other thing too, Peyton, is and I'm a big crystal person. Absolutely, I'm a big crystal person as well. But when we kind of open up and tap into certain energies, we're also giving ourselves permission. We're giving ourselves permission with feeling what I need to feel, and we're setting an intention. And it's whether you grabbed a stick off the ground or an obsidian, to tap into. It's about the mindset of I'm open to receive and I'm open to have things surface and emotions do come up. I mean, and it's not a bad thing. Sometimes we don't even realize what's buried. And I've had, or sometimes we think we've healed something, and it's like, oh, there, that is again, right there, that is again. And I think that, as we kind of allow that to flow through, and I've said this 1,000 times on the channel, our brain doesn't forget, and our body keeps score. There's actually a book called The Body Keeps Score. Some things do bubble up, or something may bubble up that we haven't felt in a long time, and allowing that emotion to flow through. And it comes back to what I said earlier. We can feel more than one thing. It's okay to feel an emotion at whatever level, and feel something else in comparison as well. um Maruna, any messages for my mom? She's began therapy to heal herself, and it's a tough time for her. Maruna, I feel like I've got to really work on mom on allowing. I also feel like I have to talk to her about staying really in the present moment, to allowing her physical body, to accept what it needs and release what it doesn't. I feel that her trust factor, with the power of now, right now. I'm doing this right now. My body is healing right now. I'm in therapy. I kind of take away the look ahead piece, and I actually did a post on my Facebook page this morning about how we always want to know things in advance. We always want to know the outcome, and sometimes we're truly not meant to know. And even myself, I'll ask spirit. I'll say, what's going to happen with this, and they'll be like, you're going to have to live through that. We'll walk you through it, but we're not going to tell you, right? And other times they will show me what I need to know, but sometimes we need to remember that we're living in the power of right now. And even myself, even in sessions, there are times where I do not know. Spirit does not tell me everything, especially if it's something that somebody needs to learn, right? Sandra, wondering if there are any messages for me today. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I did have a wonderful weekend, Sandra. I got my Christmas tree up, which is always a lot of fun. Sandra, I really feel I need to turn up the music, and it's literally music. Like, so any music that resonates with you, I feel like I need to turn up the music. I feel like I just need that. You know how music moves things within us, right? It can move emotions. It can bring, it can, whether it be, happy feet or bring up something that we kind of need to release. So as we navigate through the full moon, Sandra, turn up the music, crank the radio. And you may not understand that until the days go by where you're turning up the music. You can be turn up the meditation music, turn up your favorite song. I feel like I need to turn up the volume and allow that music to kind of move through you. I don't, so there's a big music reference around you, and so I just need you to turn it up. I hope that resonates there. Um, Lilith, can I get an angel number message? Absolutely, darling, you can. So what do we need to know? I'm just going to open it up here. 618. Your manifestation practices are working. Keep visualizing and affirming abundance. So, Lilith, have you been manifesting? Have you been asking? Have you been working on bringing new things in? Keep up the affirming abundance. There's one thing with abundance and manifesting is, we need to kind of keep that momentum going. We need to kind of go with that and allow that, and to continue. And I always say with spirit, if it's for my highest good, I'm wide open. If it's not for my highest good, I'm okay to leave it here. And that's one thing we all struggle with, because we will say, I want this, 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 in spirit saying, no, you don't, no, you don't, no, you don't. And then it doesn't come because it's not for our highest good. And then we kind of get angry with spirit. Well, I really wanted that and didn't get it. I am very, very, very much okay with not wanting what's for my highest good, whether that be, people, or whether that be situations. If it's not for my highest good, I am so okay with going in another direction or shifting it and allowing it. Right? All right. PJ, good morning from a very congested me. Yeah, good morning, PJ. I've struggled a little bit in the last couple of weeks with a little bit of I think part of it's self-inflicted though. I do a lot of cheering at hockey games. Most of you know I'm on the bench for Lady Rangers U15B. So I do a lot of cheering. So I use my voice a lot. So I've been a little bit crackly. But I also have a little bit of sinus stuff over the last couple of days. PJ, has Luna tried to get those ornaments and she moved them up? Um, so my little dog Luna, she's such a sweet little soul. She was helping us decorate the Christmas tree, and okay, most of my decorations, not all, but most of my decorations on my tree connect to people who have passed. The rest of the decorations are homemade or memories from places that we've been. So I have a very interesting looking tree because it's got all these mixed. There's no color scheme. There's no set place for any ornaments. But anyway, so my daughter took out a pair of angel wings out of the box and went to put them on the tree. These angel wings are very significant, very significant. And Luna, who had all very little interest in the tree, went right after these wings. And she was whining at the base of the tree, and she was trying to get them. And eventually, her little teeth managed to get a little piece of the angel wing. She really had an attraction to just those wings. It was fascinating to watch. So when we moved them up higher, because Luna was quite adamant, when we moved them up higher, she did sit there and whine at them for a little bit. So I ended up going over to the wings, and I just simply connected with them. And as I spoke and as I felt the emotions, Luna settled down. So it was very interesting, very interesting. Animals are so profoundly connected. Spring Hall, I learned something valuable this weekend. My family does not believe in the unbelievable, but they now know I do, and neither side is being judgy regarding it. But both myself and my family thought. And Spring Hall, you've worded that beautifully, and it's okay. It's truly okay. People don't have to. Oh, I gotta click this button here. Hold on, I don't want to run ads. It's okay, and I run into this all the time. People don't have to believe. It's their journey with it, and people don't have to support what I do. I do really enjoy the line of respect. However, I respect people's belief. I have friends. I have really good friends that think I'm nuts, but they love me anyway. And we've learned to just navigate through what other people believe in. That's their belief system, and that's perfectly okay. It's it's we don't have to prove anything. It's what we feel and how we connect and what we resonate. And everybody's on their own journey and having their own experience. I struggle a little bit with the rudeness. Every now and again, somebody will say something very rude with what I do. And I just come back to that heart space and I care bear stare them. They don't have to understand what I do, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and it's okay, right? There's nothing. Mm, there's nothing that we can do to change other people's perspectives or thoughts or belief system. The door to the spirit dimensions is always open for everyone, and that's kind of the space that I always hang out in. And I have had very, very little. In all the years I've been doing this, I have had very, very little rudeness, and I'm very grateful for that. But I also put out that energy too. I'm so supportive of whatever people are experiencing on their journey, and I think that if we put up those guards, or if we put up that friction of you must believe what I believe. I think that's when mudslinging comes in, and that's not the vibration. I know you don't vibrate either. They're either Spring Hall, but I avoid all judgment, and I just open up and I stay in my lane. And that's the biggest part of it. I stay in my lane. And I've had some people say some pretty horrible stuff over the years, and it's okay, right? I don't pick up what's not mine. And I'm very, very, very cautious on that. If it's not mine to pick up, I don't pick up. I also don't need to defend spirit. I truly don't. I don't need to armor up and defend the spirit dimensions. They'll defend themselves. People will have their own experiences, and it's all good. And that's kind of how I lean in there. Look at all the love here. The other would be judgmental. Absolutely. I combine the obsidian with rose quartz, very much holding two emotions at the same time. I think that the week, Payton, is going to be a lot of that. So just keep a little journal. And I always say, journal your experiences. It really helps to journal. Journal your experiences with these emotions, and really lean into permission. I give myself permission to feel. I give myself permission to heal. I give myself permission to let that go or reprocess. I give myself permission to love. All those little things, are so important with our own healing. Um, Horizon Phoenix. My great grandmother and uncle came into my dream. Ooh, I love that. Moving their lips. Did they have a message? Um, when I lean in there, I really feel that they're encouraged. I feel like this whole speaking your truth. So, has there been something that you've been not saying, or something you've been holding back, or something that you need to speak? And it may even be to yourself. I feel like it's a speaking, like literally, like I feel like you need to speak it. And sometimes, Horizon Phoenix, it can be literally talking to a mirror, or speaking, to yourself, or writing yourself a letter, or whatever it is, or speaking something out loud. Sometimes we can't say it to a person, or sometimes, but I feel more it's with yourself. I went to lean in there. Is it somebody else? And I got pulled back to you. Is it something that you need to say to yourself? So I will leave that there for you to pick up. Um, PJ Lana, today is my best friend's soulmate cosmic companion's birthday. Any messages for him? Maybe from his mom or pets that have passed. PJ, when I lean in there, I just seen like this ring. You know how like a ring of like love and sparkle and light and magic. And I feel like they're trying to pull him into that. So I feel like I need to kind of get real playful with magic, really like in magical things, seeing things that nobody else sees, and feeling into energy. I feel like they're trying to pull him into that, and I feel like I don't know if this person is very serious or very much in the physical world, but I feel like I need to lean into that playful. I feel like I need to play. I also feel like my inner child wants to come out for a rendezvous, to come out and dance and play and have fun, and do all those things that the inner child loves to do. I also feel from his mom there's something with the number four. So is he one of four, or a family of four, or is April a significant anniversary, birthday, or passing? I also have to go to 4, 5, 6. I can't move my thumb, so this is really weird. How so? There's something significant with with 4, 5, 6. I can't count with either June, or is this significant? So are there two kids somewhere else? Like I don't know why I can't move my thumb up this way with the number, but I'll leave that there as well. I also have to let him know how loved and support he is. Wesley's got drizzle, but snow. Wendy, I so feel what you're saying, Lana. It's the small improvements that matter the most. Absolutely, Wendy. And with those small improvements, we often overlook them. We often forget about the small strides, right? The small, and I remember not very long ago, I think it was last week. I remember I've been working really hard on my physical health. I've been really trying to tap into that, and kind of improve that a little bit more. I don't think we're ever at 100%, but I've been trying to work at a little bit more. And I was kind of like, oh well, today was a little bit. I didn't do great today, and I literally heard in my mind, but you had two extra glasses of water, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna thank you. And I literally celebrated that because we tend to sway into what's wrong, right? What am I not doing right? So all those little things, absolutely. Kristen, good morning. Any messages from my spirit guides? I really got to watch the time here, you guys. I got sessions this morning. Um, any messages from my spirit guides? Kristen, I keep seeing you, Kristen, on this horse. I keep seeing on a spirit horse, and I feel like you're riding in your own direction, and I feel like it's almost like you're riding off into the sunset into your own direction. And I have to kind of just say to you, like you're in your own saddle, you're riding in your own direction, and I don't know if you've got something going on energetically that keeps taking you out of that. I'm also going to look up the horse meaning for you because I think there's more than one meaning here. But I feel like I've got to give you. It's okay to ride in your own direction. It's okay to hop on and get right out of Dodge. It's okay to kind of go into that space. So I don't know if you're thinking about going in a new direction, but something's pulling you back, or if you're having guilt is the biggest thing sometimes that holds us back. I feel guilty for doing my own thing or trying or going in my own direction. But I feel like I've got to get you to ride off into the sunset, and it feels really good. I don't feel this in a negative way or that you have to get out of somewhere. I just feel like I got to give you permission to ride, right? To ride into the sunset. Let's see what the animal communication book or spirit animal book has to say about the horse. And again, if you're new to the animal spirit guide book, it doesn't all have to resonate, but there should be something in here that kind of, aha, have a light bulb moment for you. So, horse, you're about to embark on an unexpected adventure and will have to move very quickly once it's initiated. It's time to free yourself from those physically and emotionally constricting aspects of your life. You need to call upon reserves of stamina and strength to get you through an ordeal. You're much more powerful than you think you are. This situation requires strong warrior energy, balance with sensitivity, patience, and compassion. Teamwork with your family, friends, and community is important right now. Also leans into a little bit of what I talked about with the energy for the week about communications and making connections and taking action. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. All right, you guys, let's go scroll down a little bit here. I do have to get moving. I know. Dee Dee, I feel my strength enjoying finding balance in my life, taking baby steps with everything which keeps me moving forward. Absolutely. Absolutely. And one thing, Dee Dee, I want to add to that is sometimes we feel like we're not making any progress. So when we hit that space, when we feel like we've hit a wall, some people will say, "Oh, I'm stuck," and I always say, "No, you're not stuck. You're just in a moment of learning." And what so when you feel that anybody, and this isn't necessarily directed at Dee Dee, but when you feel like, "Oh, I had some momentum and now I'm kind of here and I don't feel like I'm moving," I want you to shift into just reminding yourself, "This is my learning place for the moment. This is what I'm learning right now." And because that will not feel like a setback because sometimes we feel like, "Oh, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck." And we look at it as a setback, and it's not. It truly isn't. There's something else to learn. There's something juicy in that space that you kind of need to kind of like shift and learn. So for those of you who may feel I'm not taking steps forward, I want you to tap into what are you learning right now? Okay? I walked in the rainy as heck forest today. I got soaked at work. I still have to clean the paddocks when it rains like crazy. Yeah, it's not always fun working in the rain, but try and look at this is what I always do. And Cheyenne, you probably do as well. The rain is washing away what no longer serves me. Whether it be just a cleansing of the air, whether it be cleansing of stuff that I need to let go. I always try to lean into the other end of things. Even though it's really hard when it's cold and wet and damp and you're out in the wet paddocks, just that's one thing that I always do anyway. Lana, can I help you set up the Discord? Yeah, so Wesley, I am going to email you and Cheyenne. My week is extremely busy this week. I have got a ton of stuff going on, but I am going to email the two of you and set up a Zoom call, and we will work on that together. Cheyenne did send me a lovely email explaining all that, so I will have a look at the schedule. And thank you for pushing me on that, Wes. Sometimes I need that, just because of the busyness and all the pieces that are floating around my world at the moment. But we will set that up, and we'll do a Zoom call, and we'll navigate what that's going to look like together. And I appreciate the both of you willing to help me with that. I'm very excited. Okay, let's just scroll down here. Um, Discord, that's a great idea. Sandra likes that. Yeah, we will. So again, we will look into that, and we will do a Lana, great to know. Wes, can I message you on Facebook? Yeah, and you guys can also message me that way as well. But I will set a date to you both, and we'll do a Zoom call. And for me, it's a little bit easier to have a chit chat than go back and forth in an email. So I will send you guys some dates. But like I said, this week is extremely busy. I've got so much going on this week, and I'm grateful for it all. And I will be taking my own advice and Spirit's own advice. I will balance. I will, it's a week of take action and balance this week. So I will be doing a lot of that too. But sometimes I literally, and I think for me, what my biggest learning thing for me is I don't have to cram it all in one week. I have learned, and I've gotten fairly good at saying this needs to be deferred for a week or so. But 100%, I'm looking forward to the Discord. Let us all put our attention into what do we need to know as a collective. Let's see what the spirit animal book has to say about that. I'll give us a moment. Firefly. Let's see what the firefly is. You're burning the candle at both ends in order to meet your goals. Yet, in spite of this, you're not being as creative and productive as you'd like to be. You've done the necessary preparation for the desired outcome, so you can now enjoy the manifestation of that vision. Pay close attention to your own natural biorhythms and coordinate your activities with the ebb and flow of your energy. This one's a lot for me too, you guys. You're awakening to your spiritual alert to any tendencies to get distracted by old habits, patterns, or others' agendas for you. Be more efficient with your efforts so that you don't expend any more energy than you need to in order to get the work done. I love that, Firefly. Let's see. I don't know what I'm doing on Wednesday. See, that's the power of living in now. Am I here on Wednesday? Let's see here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I will be here for an energy update. I will hopefully be here 8:30 sharp. Have a great couple days. What does Cheyenne say? Spirit threw a curveball in the connection here for a second. Seems like a powerful message. You guys all take care. See you Wednesday morning. As always, love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided day. Take care.